Support WrestleTalk!
Give us a subscribe. Hey. Hey there.
Hey, what's up?
You know what I'm trying to say there? With a little wink. I'll do it with the other eye.
Oh, saucy.
I can't wink without the eyebrow going up like it's. I think you know what we're trying to say. Should Alexa Bliss drop the Fiend Gimmick? I'm Ollie Davis. I'm joined by Lukewarm Luke Owen. This is the WWE Monday Night Raw review edition of the WrestleTalk Podcast, which today is brought to you by Geologie.
Geologie. Yes, indeed it is. It is men's skincare. Get my wording right. Reinvented. That is what we are doing today. In fact, it's so good that last week Ollie Davis said on this video that he would like to sign up for Geologie. And I said, it's a very simple quiz to take. So we're going to do the quiz after we've done sort of the first round of this and the Ultrachats. And we can talk about how great Geologie is.
And yeah, you too can take the test if you want to do that right now. Click on the link in the video description below. Every little click does help us out. So even if you don't end up signing up to the service, even though it's fantastic, the click helps us out. Well, wait a second. Where's Luke? Where's Luke gone? All I'm seeing here is a guy surely 10 years his junior. What are you? Is that the skincare?
It is the skincare.
Wow.
Legit. And like, you know, as I said to you last weekend, I had some friends over for a barbecue. There is no BS here. I'm not doing this because it's a sponsor plug. Someone who at my party legit said to me, your skin looks amazing at the moment. And that is thanks to Geologie and its excellent routine that I'm currently doing.
Did they do this afterwards? Your skin looks amazing. Okay. So we'll talk about all of Monday Night Raw, of course. But that happened last night. If you haven't watched Raw, you haven't watched my recap review. In the Alexa Bliss versus Doudrop match with Eva Marie on the outside, they had a little bit of a match. Bliss gets outside. Eva Marie's kind of distracting, gets back in the ring, and Doudrop is kind of in a position to win. She turns around to run into the corner, but there on the turnbuckle is Lily. That's where Bliss put her at the start of the match. And the camera has a close-up of Doudrop's face in real life, and then it cuts to what surely is a pre-recorded shot. Let's see it, Luke. And for podcast listeners, that is a close-up of Lily and her left eyeball, which is a button, winks. And there is a sound effect to it. That horrifies Doudrop so much, she falls back into a roll-up. Bliss wins. Eva Marie hasn't seen anything, and Doudrop's like, but the supernatural puppet. And Eva's like, you just lost. Even though Eva, has experienced this. She tripped over.
No, it was Viper that did that. It was Viper that tripped her up, Ollie Davis. You're not looking closely enough. Grassy knoll.
I don't know who Viper is. So this feud and character, which is Bliss's Fiend offshoot, has been providing us the worst stuff this year, quite comfortably. Mm-hmm. Obviously Kross lost to Hardy. There's that sort of stuff. But, the Shayna Baszler chase.
Yeah, okay. I'm actually going to strongly disagree with you here. I don't think that Alexa Bliss with Lily has been the worst thing on Raw this year.
I'm pretty sure we titled several WrestleTalk podcast episodes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, no. We absolutely did. Yeah. And because you firmly believe it was. And I strongly disagreed. I think Damien Priest versus The Miz has been the worst thing on Raw this year.
Okay. This is a poll on a poll match if I've ever heard one. Mods. What is worse? What is worse? Priest versus Morrison and Miz, or all the Alexa Bliss and Lily stuff? And if I win, we're also going to recognize that the AEW chants have only just come into existence last week.
Well, I mean, they are so brand new, aren't they? It's not like they've been doing this
It's
since
fresh.
the very first, like, Double or Nothing back in 2019.
No,
they only just started last
fans
week.
returned.
Yeah,
only when fans returned.
Just last week in Florida.
So the Bliss stuff's been terrible. We all know that. Now we've got a new layer of the person whose gimmick this was first, Bray Wyatt the Fiend, was released. And now WWE, every time Bliss is on screen, get some "We Want Wyatt" chants. There was that at the start of this match, very, very loudly as well. I don't know if they stopped or WWE sweetened the fan noise so we couldn't hear them. But yeah, because those are now going to be a part of any Bliss appearance in this gimmick, should she just drop the Fiend character?
Well, I mean, here is what I would say on this. I think she dropped it at WrestleMania. I think that this hasn't been a Fiend character since Mania, since they did the split with the Fiend, where she said, "I'm done with the Fiend," and Bray Wyatt did a promo saying, "I'm done with Alexa Bliss." Outside of her swing set, it's not a Fiend gimmick anymore. It's just a generic supernatural gimmick. But because it was born out of the Fiend, that it is always going to be linked to it. And I think people are always going to connect the two. And I think fairly so, because, yeah, the two are quite similar in a way, I suppose. Also puppets. Bray Wyatt had lots of puppets. Alexa Bliss has now got her own puppet. It is a Wish.com version of the Fiends. But it is also like its own thing. Like, she's not in a fun house. She is not this sort of dual personality thing. She is just generic spooky dookie Scooby-Doo villain. However, and I would also add, I don't even think there is a however to this. I think that the We Want Wyatt chants, much like the CM Punk chants last week, are a small minority of the larger WWE audience. I think it is a small portion of the audience that's chanting "We Want Wyatt," and the rest of the audience don't really mind. Evident by the fact that the "We Want chants," I can't remember words here.
Why do you keep asking for China?
They're
going to be disappointed. That's not happening.
Very disappointed. But the "We Want Wyatt" chants are present at the start of the match and then die off very quickly. They last for approximately 10 seconds. And then, well, that's it. Is it just a bit of crowd sweetening? They also did it for the, apparently there was a video for the network, like a Steve Austin Mick Foley interview, and the crowd booed that and chanted for Wyatt. But is that also us within the bubble hyperbolic saying, falling into hyperbole, being like, oh, the crowd was like chanting all night for Wyatt. And actually, it was a small portion for about 10 seconds. But we sort of want it to be a big thing, so we make it seem bigger than it is. I'm just playing devil's advocate here. Could very well just be. I mean, like, clearly, it's a piped-in noise, because what you don't have from that Wink video is that the crowd reacted to it. Bucky O'Hare bunny ears reacted to it, because obviously they didn't react to it. They wouldn't have seen what the puppet did.
Well, I was thinking about that. They probably just played it on the Titantron, right? I think the crowd report said everyone booed it and laughed openly. But yeah, okay, if you take out the whole Bray Wyatt stuff, maybe she should drop it because it's just rubbish.
Yeah, that's also, yeah.
And it definitely is a new character now, I guess. Oh, MJF just tagged me in a tweet. Why? What's he going to do?
So it's because yesterday I posted up the image. AEW did this thing yesterday where it was like, tag your favorite
shall I share
wrestler.
my screen?
Yeah, share your wrestler. Share your screen.
Share my. Are you okay today?
I'm 60.
Share your wrestler. Okay,
share my wrestler.
Here's the WrestleTalk Twitter account. Actually, I'm logged into that one. We didn't steal this idea from AEW on TNT at all. Honest, you couldn't prove it in any court of law. So this is like, tag your favorite WrestleTalk presenter and see if they respond. And 8 minutes ago, MJF has tweeted Ollie Davis for his impeccable hairline, which is, of course, 100% natural. He's known for, sort of insulting people. And here he is doing a very nice tweet.
Yeah. I mean, it is, it's almost like heels and heels yucking it up together, I guess.
I'm not a heel. I'm a good guy. Yeah, ages ago. That's nice. Do you think he's watched this? Does this mean he's watching?
Do you reckon he's watching now? Do you reckon he's watching
8 minutes ago?
Yeah.
It was 8 minutes ago, and that was a tweet posted yesterday?
It was actually, yeah. No, yeah. Not MJS one, the original WrestleTalk one. So that is now Eddie Kingston is a fan of yours. MJF is a fan of yours. We know that Santana and Ortiz watch your news videos backstage.
Fans of us.
Well, I mean, I've only got one from what I can gather. And really, this is very much an anonymous source. Someone told me that Britt Baker knows who I am. Didn't say she was a fan, just knows who I am.
Yes. Instant fame. Sorry, that's thrown me completely. Well, I don't like the Bliss character. It should go away. Should we see what you guys think?
Is there anything? I mean, so do you think it is more of a majority of fans than I'm sort of giving it credit for?
What about the "We Want Wyatt" chants? It's depressingly quiet. Like it's gone. The volume has reduced so drastically. I mean, it was Chicago last week. It was 2 days after the actual news came out. So yeah, that is a bubble in itself. There were chants here, but yes, it did really just seem like 16 guys right next to the mic, and that's it. And they only got about 4 rotations of the chant. So yes, but my main point is, and I don't want the Wyatt release to obscure this, I hate this guy. I hate these things.
It is rubbish, isn't it? Like
I feel like it's getting
laugh.
lost. I really hate all the Lily stuff.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Like we are overshadowing how bad this all is, because it is bad. It is. Like,
it's newsworthy. Really, like we tied it into a current news story, but no. We want it to stop.
It is really terrible. I thought maybe that, again, this is just the bubble thing of like, we don't like it. And I know that, a few other people that we do videos with don't like it either. So I thought I'm going to go check the YouTube comments and Twitter comments as well to the video. The YouTube comments were mostly, this is a bit rubbish. I can't believe this has become Nickelodeon. And the people that are defending it and saying that it's really good all have Alexa Bliss as their profile picture, which suggests to me that they may have a slight bias on the situation. The poll has ended. All of the Alexa Bliss Lily stuff won by 67% to Priest versus Morrison getting 32% of the votes. Ollie has won 2 polls in recent days.
It's okay, mate. It's not as bad as how much I destroyed Alex, Queen of the Ring. What was she thinking? Not letting Hangman Page have a proper celebration when she said that in the fantasy booking. You can see my reaction. I'm like, and then when Tony Khan gets involved in an angle, cutest forever. She should have to retire. I should have put that on the line. The hairline. Did I tell you actually that we might get my cat back now?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I told you I got a cat before lockdown, but then we had to, fire it for a bit. It's coming back, but don't worry. It's been on furlough. So let's have a look at your Ultrachats so far on this topic. Of course, we will read out every single one of them. Over $5. That is $5 USD. Not your stinking Australian and Canadian dollars. They are half of what a US dollar is. So yes, that was mean. US dollars. Jonathan Hedman says, Lily winking. Did you see I kind of did a romance bit with Lily?
I did.
In my news?
It was very funny.
It was fun to do. Mr.
To be honest, you had 2 moments in today's news that proper made me like laugh out loud, like a guffaw laugh. It was the line, some people just want to watch the world burn. Those people are Gen Z. That really popped me.
I thought I wrote that one for you because I know how much you hate youth. Mr. Geologie has got a run of 4 Ultrachats here. Thank you very much. I'll read them all in one go.
It is worth prefacing this that CJ Lilly is a long-time Ultrachatter to this. He's one of our Patreon backers as well. massive Alexa Bliss fan by their own admission, and a massive Alexa Bliss fan, and I think that's a great thing, because I think that this world is much better because we have super fans out there, because they are there to provide us with an alternative thought on this. So I'm looking forward to seeing what Chris has to say.
It's boring if everyone has the same views.
Exactly.
You can't shout at anyone. So Mr. Geologie says, no, she shouldn't drop it, because Alexa has put just as much effort into it as Bray. What happened to Bray is wrong, but equally what happened to Alexa and still is also wrong, as if she drops the gimmick, what was the last year all for? To continue why Alexa shouldn't drop the gimmick, people say it's a Fiend gimmick, but for months these have been no mention of him. Also, if Alexa did drop it, would the fans just forget it happened? I'm not convinced. And does she lose the aggression in the ring? If you look at the crowd last night, I've seen videos of Bliss getting a big pop, sang happy birthday, because it was her birthday recently, and yes, the We Want Wyatt stuff, but not all negative. I just feel people are forgetting she's been screwed over nearly as much as Bray. On the match tonight, I see no difference between Lily winking and Jake's snake or Al Snow's mannequins used to take the opponent's attention away so Bliss can capitalize, and Piper was distracted before the wink because she took eyes off of Bliss.
So I would say, I think it is. Do you think it's fair to say that Alexa has put as much effort into this character as Bray Wyatt did the Fiend?
You don't know what goes on behind the scenes, but I would say no.
Also,
not to say that she hasn't put an effort.
No, exactly, absolutely. No, completely agree with you. I think she's done very, very well within this role. But I think that people are seeing this for what it is, which is a pale imitation of something that was done better by someone else. And that's something that's what a reboot is always going to have trouble with. You're always going to be compared to the original. That's something that Alexa Bliss is always going to have a problem with. The second point that CJ said about Lily winking is not the same as Jake having an actual live snake and Al Snow believing a mannequin head is talking to him. Those are very, very different things.
Yeah, there's sort of multiple layers of why it's incorrect. Because, first of all, it's Al Snow thinking the thing's talking to him. Like, that's his own psychosis. It'll be fine if Bliss just had the puppet talking to her. But the fact that other people, other wrestlers can see that happening really rips away any shred of like tangible reality. Like, what are the rules, as I used to sing, which I stole from Always Sunny. And also we can see it.
Yes.
So it's like so fake. And the worst thing, the most inexcusable thing wrestling can be is fake, right? That's the thing they're all trying to avoid.
Completely agree with you. But, to give Chris something, I think that the We Want Wyatt chants were small, and there were big chants for happy birthday because it was her birthday yesterday. And do you know what? I think that says a lot about that WWE crowd, because I didn't have a bloody clue that it was her birthday. And I think you've got to be a real WWE fan to know that it was her birthday yesterday.
Yeah. Jose Vasquez, just finally for this discussion point, I think Alex, Queen of the Ring, said it best on the podcast with Luke and Denise. Her point was it was off-putting, the whole Alexa acting like a little girl. And for me, there was always an ick factor.
Yeah, that was
so the sort of
show, yeah.
Is that sort of the lustful schoolgirl trope?
Yeah, there was a video on YouTube that was posted several years ago of like Born Sexy Yesterday, sort of about like, men, which is really, really fascinating, actually. I would highly recommend people check it out. And I wonder if that's kind of tying into the Alexa Bliss thing.
Yeah. Right. Well, that's all the chats we're going to do for now. But shall we take my skincare test?
Indeed, yes, because this episode is sponsored by Geologie. It is men's skincare reinvented. It is a simple skincare routine designed for daily use. It's personalized for your skin. What you're going to do is take a quiz, much like Ollie is about to do now, and you're going to find out what regiment your regiment, as we've rebranded it, is perfect for you. So I have got Regiment 30, which means I have got a lovely little Vital Morning face cream that I used. And I've also got a nighttime one and one for my puffy eyes, because I don't sleep very well.
It's not going to reduce Olliness, is it? That's my thing.
Yeah, it's a really, really great service. I've absolutely loved using it since I got sent this box off my regiment. So yeah, very, very good.
Luke, this
You right?
This idea of sharing my private information, have we thought this through?
Well, I think you're just going to put down an email address. I think you have to put down your actual address. I think you'll be fine.
It just tried to. Well, I've got the autofill things and a few credit card details popped up. I'm just gonna. I'll walk you through it. I'll walk you through it.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, good
name.
idea. We probably should have tested this before we went live.
My name is Ollie. I am 30s. My gender is male. Do you currently have a skincare routine? I just occasionally copy what my lady partner does. So I'm gonna say no. Because there's no like intention behind it. What are you most hoping to find in a new skincare regimen? An effect personalized guidance. What results would you like to see? Reduced blemishes. I think I'm okay there. Reduced acne, less oily skin. Again, a very oily forehead. It's a problem sometime with the lighting.
I get that.
Wrinkle reduction, smoother or softer skin. I guess less oily. After a few drinks, a spicy meal, or coming inside for a cold day, do you ever experience increased redness in your cheeks? Yes, I do. Which of these statements apply to your skin? I frequently go, nope, none of those. Which skin tone is closest to yours?
This would have been better if it was still up on screen.
No.
Oh,
I guess, you know what? Maybe now it's okay.
Just to give you a quick update as well, MJF has replied to his original tweet saying, this was dripping with sarcasm, by the way. Please continue your quiz.
I'm going to take it. What is my skin tone?
Well, I would have gone with that one as opposed to the other one. I'd have gone to the top left. Yeah.
Not pinky?
I would say that's you.
Well, like, parts of me are this color.
What are the other parts?
My butt. This one. You'd say this one?
No, I'd have gone top left.
Oh, this one?
Yeah.
Oh.
Everyone is saying you're top left, Ollie.
Is the skin tone around my eyes darker? I don't think so. No, I haven't got.
Yours is actually, I think yours is a bit more uniform. No. Yeah.
Submit a photo. I won't do that now. Oh, but it's cool that the team actually look at it. Finally, what's the skincare goal that we should all know? Acne control, anti-aging. You know what? I'm a vain guy. Can I tick multiple? No, I can't tick multiple.
You can only do the one.
I just want my face to look like it does now in 10 years' time. So preventative aging.
Wrestling Talk sign guy actually was the person who told me that Britt Baker knows who I am. And I didn't mean it's a negative Wrestling Talk sign guy, just that it's I have not heard from Britt Baker herself that she knows who I am.
Gonna pop in the email address. I bet this is riveting to watch.
There you go.
We thought this would be really.
Okay. There you go. That is Geologie right there. You can take a 30-second diagnostic quiz. Geologie will find the best regiment for you. You can continue with the 90-day supply of the products that you love most. Subscribe and save. Go a la carte. You're totally in control. Hey, you also got 30.
Ooh. It's probably guys of a certain age with a similar, like complexion, aren't we?
Yeah, so head on over to geologie.com, click the link in the video description down below, please. Take the free skincare quiz, save up to 40% on your 30-day trial, or click the link below, save 40% off your 30-day trial. Cheers.
Because then you too could look this good. God, it's such a horrible noise, isn't it?
It is bad. I mean, I think we have to, I think we very much come to a conclusion there. It is bad.
Okay. Well, let's do the. Sorry, it should be 30 seconds if you don't read out the questions out loud and stuff. That was
It is a 30
that was
second
Ollie
quiz.
speed.
We made that longer than it needed to be. Chat prefer. Apparently, producer Rich said the chat prefer that to watching Raw. So there you go.
Don't blame you. Let's get. We're gonna have to talk about it eventually, though. Let's go from the top. This episode. Actually, subscribe first. That would be nice. Have we got any sort of milestones we want to hit today?
Well, I mean, we're celebrating so next Monday is 50K day. In the office together again. We're watching all of the Attitude Era WrestleManias back to back. We're going to set an extra little goal in there for WrestleMania X8. But yeah, we're going to be watching all the WrestleManias together in person. It's going to be great. I nearly burps and throw up in my mouth a little bit. Hold on. Was that my own little find out?
We've got so many little clips we can play now.
That's only because I did that one today because the other one was too long. So I just made a shortened down version of find out.
And it's not just clips we've got.
Where is Jackson Riker? What? Like, they gave him this big push. They made him this big dominant guy beating Elias. To what end?
We'll get on to that, I guess. So, this episode of Raw opened with, I can't believe this, the guy who was advertised locally for last week's show, Randy Orton, coming out. He comes out, he looks genuinely happy to be in front of people. I know he was there for WrestleMania, but he also did not care one bit visibly when he was coming down for that match. So he seemed to be very excited, and he said, "Welcome to Monday Night Raw." He was interrupted by Riddle, who was like, "Hey bro, where you been? It's okay, you're back now." And he sort of did a bit of bro comedy. AJ Styles and the Moss come out, set up a little thing with Orton, and that created AJ versus Randy for the main event. And in all this, Riddle tried to hit Amos with the RKO, didn't work, got choke slammed. Randy's like, "Ugh, this guy."
Yeah, this was the big story for the show. Like, they were playing this throughout the episode. We had multiple backstage segments with Riddle, with Orton on his own. We had video packages hyping up their friendship. This was like the big thing of this show. And it's pretty much because Randy Orton came back.
Yeah. I'm glad RK Bro is back on our screens because it was one of the best things post WrestleMania, and then it just disappeared for 7 weeks. And it was the best thing on the show, but it's lost a lot of momentum. I don't really know if anything makes sense. And I'm kind of like, so what's happening? Because Orton's just not been around for 7 weeks. It wasn't addressed at all. Like, even if it was a private matter and he was off for private reasons, whatever, create a storyline. It doesn't have to be the truth.
The story has just been that Randy wasn't there. Randy didn't show up for work, and Matt Riddle missed him. And Matt Riddle sometimes won matches and sometimes didn't. That's the story we've had going on here. Because he got beat by John Morrison a couple of weeks ago.
And the way AJ challenged Orton was, well, let's see who who really runs Raw then. I'm like, you don't. You're like the Omos's enhancement prep guy. And Randy has not been around. Like, what? They're just not saying anything that connects with reality.
I also think it's not helped by the fact that Mustafa Ali and Mansoor are doing borderline the same story lower down the card.
Mm-hmm. So even though a lot of people were happy about this, I was happy about this too. The more time I've had to think about it, I'm like, this is not as good as it was 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Then Baron Corbin is here, looking fantastic.
So you think that the RK Bro stuff was the best stuff on the show?
Yeah. Overall,
this was my favorite thing on the show. And the match that we got. So I think this is a great character for Baron Corbin. I think that he is doing his match graphic where he's so sad is great. Maybe it's also because this is what I would look like if I stopped, if I let my hair grow out a little bit and my beard got really shaggy. This is exactly what I would look like as well. And his shirt's got stains all over it. It's really, really funny stuff over on SmackDown. But the best thing about this is he's been hired by Jinder Mahal to take out Drew McIntyre because he's fallen on hard times, right? And he needs money. He's sleeping in production trucks. That's how he's getting from show to show to show. And Drew has this match with Baron Corbin. And Drew, like the ultimate babyface he is, stops beating him up after a while because he has the match won. He's going to hit the Claymore. And Baron's like, please, I just need a little bit of money. So Drew grabs the house mic and he says to him, look, I feel really bad for you. Like, how much do you need just to go buy yourself a meal, go and have a shower? And Baron Corbin goes, I don't know, $100,000.
Really good. That was really funny.
That's so funny. And Drew uses that to do the 3-2-1 Claymore gimmick. It was like, but also it adds on to that. Like, that means that Jinder Mahal must have given him around about that sort of offer as well to go and do it. And he was still sad about that, that he was only $100,000 because he's a former king. I thought it was hilarious.
Someone commented on the news earlier, Lone Wolf, but Lone was spelled Loan.
Very good.
That's very good. There is a resemblance here. I'm just going to share the picture of Corbs. God, we're sharing screen so much. Is it the way the beard grows?
Well, it also, I mean, yeah, because like I don't get hair on my cheeks. So we both got sort of like the strap, and the only difference I think is that Baron's lost like all of the hair up top, whereas I've still got like this little island at the front here. So I would still have like a little bit that's growing down, as opposed to it just being like the sort of the bowl up on top. I mean, when I first shaved my head, a lot of people used to say it's like, oh man, now you just look like Baron Corbin, which I really took the knock with because he sucked at the time. But now that he's great, I don't mind it. I haven't got
MJF approved.
I've got that sort of cash.
MJF approved hairline right here. I'm choosing not to have read any other tweets other than his first one. So Drew beat him. It was very, very good. Jinder and his goons came down, but then Drew got out his literal sword, and they, very wisely did not come down to the ring with a man with a weapon that can kill you.
And just to really prove the point that was being made yesterday, they were talking about how big everyone is in the group. Like Shanky and Veer is 7 foot tall, and Jinder Mahal is 6'8". And it really does prove Ollie's point that they look so drastically different in that group. Everyone just looks like all different shapes and sizes. Every single one of them looks so different from the other.
I can't believe you are still on this. There is a visible height difference of 4 inches.
Not a drastic one. Not one where like you would look at Jinder Mahal and be like, wow, he's small because he isn't 7 foot tall.
A 6 foot guy, you'll be like, okay, like he's an averagely tall guy. But then a 6'4" guy, you're like, oh my God, this guy's enormous.
I don't think so.
Oh, you're infuriating. You're infuriating. Anyway, so after that, we got loads of like little backstage bits peppered throughout the night of either Riddle or Orton saying, let me be your bro, and he's like, no, I won't let you be my bro. We got Jeff Hardy versus Karion Kross. Of course, the reported plan was for Jeff to beat Karion Kross again, but that didn't happen here. Instead, they had a pretty boring 8-minute match that Jeff Hardy took the majority of, tried to cheat, but ultimately lost.
Remember that writer that said that it was really important that Karion Kross lost that debut because they were telling a story? Cool story, bro.
Hey, man, the coronavirus changed plans. How dare you? This is a bad situation. They had to. They had no other out.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe it's just me. Yeah, this is all on me, really. It's actually just fans complaining that are the problem.
Kross beat up Jeff Hardy a lot more afterwards, so at least that was something. But
I will say him beating up Jeff after the match, legit, actually got him heat, which is something he did not have for the rest of the match. So got to give that a thumbs up, I guess.
Piped in. Then we got Bliss versus Doudrop. The announcement that WWE has passed 80 million subscribers. They're a sport when that count. They're the biggest sports channel on YouTube.
Yeah.
When it counts. We got an RK Bro video package, which was kind of like, remember the Hangman Page Kenny Omega one from last year that was really sweet and nice just before they broke up. I guess this was WWE doing that for Riddle and Orton, but not as good because they've only got like a month to work with of footage.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was sweet.
Yeah. It's all right.
It was just a bit funny because some bits were completely out of context. And there was just this clip of Riddle in a room with Orton. And he goes, "What do you think of Elton John?" It just really made me laugh.
It did remind me of one of my favorite moments of this. It's just like, where are you? What are you talking about? Where are you from? Earth.
Yeah. Riddle told KP he's a stallion and he's got to ride. Miz and Morrison had a backstage bit with Sheamus. All the heels are going to work together in some way because next we got Sheamus versus Ricochet. Probably the best in-ring match of the night.
Yeah, I would certainly say so. Hard to care about it, but yeah, no, I think this probably was the best in-ring work. This was a championship contenders match. Still really no clarification on what that means. Good match. The end of it, so maybe you might be able to help me out there. Maybe the chat will be able to help me out here. The finish of this match saw Ricochet jump off the top, and then they collided heads, and then Sheamus hit the bro kick to win. And the story is that like Ricochet got knocked a little bit because Sheamus has got the protective mask on, right? Did Sheamus headbutt him out of midair, or did Ricochet try to headbutt him when he landed?
Oh, what was the intention of Ricochet's dive?
Yeah, because it didn't look like Sheamus headbutt him. It looked like Ricochet jumped off, and then they just collided heads.
Yeah, I guess that's what happened. It's just a spot like that. I've seen a few people like call that up as like, well, this doesn't make sense. Why would Ricochet do that? It's not in his moveset at all. But then he did this really cool springboard crossbody off the top rope to the outside, hit Sheamus. They went back onto the announcer's table that didn't break. Looked really cool. Ad break. I was just like, oh, you know what? Nothing matters. It's just moves, isn't it? Like, what's the point?
Moves. Yeah.
After that, Priest came out, Damien Priest, to get in his face, and Sheamus backed off. They had a little scuffle. Priest stays in. Sheamus goes away. John Morrison comes out, and I thought of you. Damien Priest versus John Morrison.
I mean, I knew it was coming because they advertised it, I think, during the Sheamus Ricochet match to be like coming up soon or, you know, later on in the show, Damien Priest versus John Morrison. Well, of course, like it's Elias and Jackson Riker. They can only have matches with each other. And then Damien Priest and John Morrison had this match. Crowd are quiet. Can't imagine why. And like the crowd didn't even react when he started using the dripstick. Like, they don't care. They've taken away all the coolness out of Damien Priest and or John Morrison. And then the big payoff to it is that Miz gets up out of his chair and then runs away. So I wonder what we're going to get next week. Could it possibly be Damien Priest versus the fucking Miz again? Because he's just stuck in this eternal vortex that he cannot escape from. This is terrible television. It's the worst wrestling promotion in the world.
I was a little bit miffed that Miz stood up here because there's so much they could have done with Miz in a wheelchair. They've started to do bits, but like if you're gonna have him stand up behind the referee's back, do something to interfere in the match, then go back and sit down on the wheelchair, and the referee turns round.
Yeah, but you only get this once. Like, you only get the standing up out of the chair.
And it was a rubbish moment. Like, I
agree.
It was completely ineffectual.
I know, I completely agree. But I kind of get why they did this now, because Morrison and Miz, which is why I think it's the worst thing on this. And this is what I would say in defense of me with my terrible take that Morrison and Miz versus Priest has been the worst thing on Raw all year, because it's been actively boring. At least Alexa and Lily have given us things to talk about. At least there's been like, I've been able to laugh at it. I've been able to roll my eyes at it. I've been able to go like, that was rubbish. That was pretty good. That was funny. That was not. Miz and Morrison and Priest, it's the same bloody thing every single week. It's so boring.
Well, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Miz has got nothing on Linda McMahon.
Absolutely
I think we can all agree there.
I think we can agree on that.
So Priest wins that match, and he cuts a promo, and it's rubbish. But then Sheamus came out. And they actually had an all right back and forth, despite Damien Priest's awful dialogue. Oh, you're a bully, and I'm going to... what is your character? You're just a generic standing up to bully guy. But, they ended up just having a back and forth about who's the better man. A couple of badass guys wanting to fight each other. I'll challenge you at SummerSlam. Challenge accepted. Great. Genuinely, I thought that was very effective.
Cool. Yeah. No, it's great. And do you know what? They'll have a great match at SummerSlam. The problem is I've already seen Damien Priest beat him.
Yeah.
That was 2 weeks ago on Raw. That's why he's... I thought that's why he was going to get the match, because he won a championship contenders match.
Yeah, that would make sense. Reggie is a TikTok sensation. He's been watched 33 million times on TikTok.
Those views have not translated to YouTube Shorts. I was going through WWE's YouTube not back end, but I was having a look at their video list. And because I was like, the first Reggie video, I think did like 3.1 million views or something. And then they did last week's one, it only did 1.3 million views. So clearly, like, it's on the downturn already. And then they'd also loaded it as a shorts with the hashtag and everything. And it had like 200,000 views. So either it's
good.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty good for shorts, I guess, because I've seen some shorts have got like 33 million hits. So it's not translating there. But, it's working on TikTok, which is great for kids.
It's certainly not translating to TV viewership. I know that. So Mansoor's backstage with Ali. They're now friends, which I feel like a few chapters have been missed in this storyline.
Well, he did buy him a jacket. So I think that's what makes them fair. And they sort of saved each other last week a little bit. It's just then weird because when they go into the ring and Mansoor hugs him, Ali does feel like, what are you hugging me for, bro? Because you're friends. Like you've established
literally that just said that backstage. Yeah. So Ali's taking on T-Bar and
Hey, at least it wasn't a tag match. I had a worry it was just going to be a tag match again. And next week we'll get Mansoor versus whichever one of Notribution that they face this week. So, and they'll probably get that win to really even this all out because this feud must continue.
Yeah. So T-Bar beat Ali. Mansoor saved him at the end. Kind of like Ali was trying to be, I know everything, I'll teach you a thing or two, kid. But actually it was Mansoor saving him in the end. Ali looked good when he was making a babyface comeback, but again, who cares? Reggie escaped both R-Truth and Akira Tozawa in a backstage photo shoot.
I'm sure Truth actually on YouTube.
Truth actually had a funny line. As Reggie's running off, you can just hear Truth from behind the camera go, he's on Xbox mode. That made me laugh. Congratulations to a graphic here to John Cena for having the #1 movie in the world, The Suicide Squad. And then they put up another one, and well done to the Rock for having the #2 movie.
Yeah.
So, all credit to WWE. They can tout these as that WWE is developmental for leading guys in Hollywood.
Yeah, successfully so.
AJ and Omos had a backstage thing. Bobby, Lashley, and MVP come out to the ring. This is a promo on Goldberg. Goldberg's not there. Why would he be? And MVP did his best to put over his injuries like they were real from Goldberg's spear last week. And he begged Sunberg to stop Goldberg from coming to SummerSlam because Bobby's going to end his career. That's it.
Now, there was a take that was going, I'm not going to say wild on Twitter. A few people were talking about it. That I think it was actually Muscle Man Malcolm that originally posted it up. That the build for Goldberg Lashley has been better than Roman versus Cena. I was wondering what your thoughts. Do you think the booking, the build has been good for Goldberg versus Bobby first off?
No. But also, maybe it is better just because one's not making Finn Balor look like a chump.
That's what I thought. They're both bad, but neither of them are good.
They're the same.
They are the same. But I think that this one is slightly less bad. It's certainly not as bad because the other one actively doesn't make sense. Whereas this one is just a bit boring.
Yeah, and it's not damaging, really, and if Bobby wins, that is. But yeah, it's just like, it's the main, it's the top title on Raw. Oh, I do not care about it one bit.
I did like Bobby's end line, though, of just like, you're not next, you're done. That was pretty good.
Yeah. Flair and Nikki recap from last week. Ripley cuts a terrible promo about light and dark.
I understand the balance between light and dark. She is a dreadful promo.
And bad, but maybe it's the scripting.
Oh, yes, it's most certainly that. And she's being told to deliver it in a certain way.
Yeah. Nikki cut her own kind of annoying promo as well backstage. I almost beat whatever. She did beat Charlotte. She's the women's champion.
So this is the problem with the gimmick. When does she believe in herself? She beat Charlotte Flair last week. That was the whole deal, right? I think I can almost beat you. But then you did beat her.
Mm.
So when do you get the confidence?
Trying to think of a joke, but it's so uninspiring.
And also, and I hate to be a nitpick here, this wasn't a championship contenders match.
Wasn't it? I thought they all were. I just assumed they're a championship contenders match. Now.
I did as well, but this one specifically wasn't.
Well, Ripley and Nikki had a match. Ripley took... I don't think Nikki actually got a single move in properly. Like, maybe she got a few fists in as Ripley was hammering down on her. She gets up to the top rope, about to hit a move about 10 minutes in, and Charlotte jumps both of them for the DQ. And I'm just like, oh, for God's sake.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. In Charlotte's weird sort of like catsuit outfit, where she's got the full body thing on, but no shoes.
Yeah.
It just looks weird when she runs in like that.
Credit where credit is due, I guess. The crowd did pop for Charlotte Flair because they weren't popping for the rest of the match. The crowd
something happened. Oh no, the crowd were really loud. No, they were really loud for points in Nikki's entrance, and they had the exact same noise every time. So you can't say it's not over with the soundboard. The soundboard loves Nikki Cross's act. Then we got a video package of Elias throwing his guitar in a fire and then saying Elias is dead.
Yeah,
that's it.
It's getting repackaged. What do you expect of Elias's repackaging?
Something not as good.
Oh, cool.
Mm.
Do you know what I'm expecting?
What?
For him to have a match with Jackson Riker.
Oh, I hope so. I mean, if there's one thing that can kickstart him.
And you know what? Like, maybe Elias then beats Jackson Riker and they can have like another best of 7 series with no conclusion.
Maybe a tag team?
Ooh, they were a tag team. That's how this started.
Yeah, bring it back. Look, so Elias is now going to have a new character. It seems like he's leaving all the walk with Elias stuff, the stuff that is actually really over and works with a live crowd. Perfect for house shows and live events.
I would argue was over.
Oh, no. No, I disagree. It's Pavlovian at this point. As soon as you hear that, you just want to say walk with Elias.
But I think it's, yeah, I mean, you're right, and you are right. I'd argue this doesn't mean anything anymore. Like, he is not getting, you know, when people used to say, like, oh, Baron Corbin's getting heat, but he wasn't really. People were just sort of bored of the company pushing him. I think it's just sort of this Pavlovian response, like you say, but it isn't translating into anything.
But the thing with Elias, you know, I would love to be corrected. I just have never seen anything about him in the ring that is going to make me excited about him with a new character.
Nope. No. That I agree with you. But there's the same thing, and a few people have said about this guy, because he has been pushed. He has been pushed as a top man in a couple of promotions now, and has never got over at all.
He's over with us. So that was Elias. We'll see what happens. Interview with Charlotte backstage. She's unrepentant. Orton says he's doing tonight alone. And then we get the main event of Orton versus...
Sorry.
Mhm.
I do want to just quickly jump in there. I know we need to move on. But Charlotte Flair is walking backstage and not Renee walks up to her and she says, and I quote, "Can you explain why you just attacked Nikki A.S.H?" And I was like, why do you think she's feuding with them? She's got a match with them at SummerSlam. What a silly question. Of course, you know why she did it. We all know why she did it. Why don't you know?
Thank you to J Reaper 007, who's become a new member. Mamberg. Yes, then we got Orton versus Styles as the main event. They've had some really great matches in the past on TV. This was a fine one of them. You know, this wasn't one where they were really trying... Yeah, it wasn't one where they were trying anything new. The story was Amos was on the outside. He's going to interfere a little bit at the end. Riddle brawls with him. That distracts AJ enough to get hit by an RKO off a phenomenal forearm. Wow. And the closing angle is Riddle tries to celebrate with him, and Randy's like, you know what? Yes. And they celebrate, and they hug, and it's too much celebration. Randy smiles at him, RKO, but then hugs him, and it looks like it's an affectionate RKO.
It is, yeah. This was like you can't trust me, kid. I'm a viper. I will stab you in the back. It's what I do. I thought it was quite a fun little thing, actually. You know, the RKO at the end then, you know, it's not a breaking up of the act. I imagine we're still going to get Randy and Riddle versus AJ and Amos for the tag titles. But I think, you know, it was a fun little lesson for Riddle to learn because, you know, he spent the last 7 weeks pining for him to come back. So it makes me excited to see where they go with next for this on next week's show.
It did make me excited. It made me slightly confused. I thought it was unsatisfying and doesn't play into the story as a whole, which has become untethered to what was making it work in the first place.
True. Yeah.
3 out of 5. 3 out of 5.
I mean, Captain Consistent here. I mean, I thought it was probably a 2 out of 5 show. I don't think it was as bad as, well, was it as bad as last week's? They're just boring. It's just different shades of boring at the moment. But I did really enjoy the Baron Corbin stuff. That really did genuinely made me laugh. And that is not something that happens in WWE very often. So I think I'd have given it 2 out of 5. The general consensus from the community tab, 41% said it was an average 3 out of 5 show. 25% 2 out of 5, 26% thought it was rawful, with a small amount of percentage for 5 and 4. But yeah, overall consensus was 3 out of 5 average show. And going through the comments, people were like, hey, this is one of the best shows they've done in weeks.
Relatively, yeah. That had a higher rawful than it did a poor, just marginally. So that's something we only usually see in AEW ones, when people just vote for 1 out of 5 regardless. Speaking of people who hate on AEW regardless, we've actually got a little special guest for you. It's Louis Dangoor making his return to WrestleTalk. Give me sports, Louis Dangoor. How have you been, Louis? What have you been up to, mate?
I've been really good. I've been pissing off AEW wrestlers, it seems. But other than that, yeah, enjoying myself. I was surprised to see that tweet last night. Very surprised.
So if you haven't seen this, folks, AEW's Rampage starts this Friday, and as a promotional thing, they had their wrestlers reading out mean tweets and responding to them. And one of those wrestlers was Orange Cassidy, replying to a tweet that Louis Dangoor had sent to him, saying that you don't like him. And he wasn't much fan of that either. And poor Louis got absolutely rinsed in the replies to the tweets. I did feel bad for you towards the end.
In fairness, so I was out last night at the pub. A funny story. I'll share. So I was with a female, and it was very early days. So she's gone to the toilet, right? And I've looked at my phone. I'm like, right, I'm a popular boy, so I sometimes get Twitter notifications. Not this many. So I look, and my mouth has like hit the floor, where I'm like, right, I'm just being dragged left, right, and center. So she comes back and she goes, "What's wrong?" I'm like, do I tell her I've upset a wrestler who sits there with his hands in his pants? I'm like, are we at this stage yet?
Isn't there?
I was like,
there's this guy. It's called Orange Cassidy. His gimmick is. I'll tell you what a gimmick is first.
By the way, I'm a pretty big deal on the Twitter.
I didn't know what to say.
I check my phone for notifications every now and again. They sometimes come through.
So so I was like, what do I say? Do I say there's a guy that puts his hands in his pockets that I've upset? So no, I just ended up saying, oh, nothing. But no, it was cool. I reached out to Orange Cassidy, said, I'm sorry. I didn't get a response.
Well, that's his gimmick. I wouldn't take that personally.
No, I'm going to try and arrange an interview with him with that through AEW. Try and sort something out. But it'll be good fun.
It seems like, so yeah, you definitely had a mood change because just 18 hours ago, I'd like to confirm I have now seen the light and I enjoy Orange Cassidy, you tweeted. So what
I have seen. So in fairness,
so fickle.
How did this happen?
In fairness, weird, that isn't it, Louis?
So my Orange Cassidy tweet was last year.
Yeah,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
What I reckon they've done is, because obviously I'm a big name on the Twitter, I think they've been like, right, this will get some
This guy's got a blue tick.
This guy's got
4,000 followers.
He knows what he's doing.
Deal.
He knows what he's doing.
Did you see what MJF did earlier? He praised my hairline.
Have you seen the second tweet?
No, I don't think there's been one, mate.
He has.
No, there's not been one.
I'm sure.
First sincere tweet.
It does confirm he watches WrestleTalk because you weren't tagged in the photo.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I don't think anyone else tagged you. So I think must.
The people who were responding were trying to get Ollie to respond to them were trying to tag him. I did have a laugh with our social media manager yesterday because I put up that thing ripping off AEW's promotional thing. And then Abby said to me, was like, oh, that's really good. We've got a lot of interaction with the back of it. I said, yeah, the problem is that no one else is very active on Twitter. So no one really got responses. So the whole idea was fans were trying to get replies from us and none of us really used Twitter. So it was just a lot of people going, hey, I love you guys, and not getting replies.
Yeah, for that gimmick to work, you kind of need people to be like, all right, respond to a few of them, not all of them.
Yeah. Exactly.
And obviously Adam with his blue tick, who was getting the majority of the people messaging. Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
I know.
How is everyone though? I've missed everyone. How is everyone doing?
Yeah, they were doing
I was trying to find some meme tweets about your reacting to Orange Cassidy about you for you to read, to sort of have this meta mean tweet bit eating itself thing.
I was gonna do that. And go through some of them. But I couldn't find any. And I tried to search in today, because you can search what you've tweeted about. So I tried to find when I tweeted about it. But I typed in my username and then Orange Cassidy on Twitter. But all it was just people just ripping me to shreds, being like, you suck at Twitter, you're awful. One guy said, with opinions like that, I don't know how you've got a job.
Wow.
Hey, wow.
Like, okay. Yeah. One guy said, I can't have an opinion because I was born after the Attitude Era.
Wow. That's ageist.
Yeah, that is a little bit, isn't it?
That is
ageist. That's a hard stance to take.
Was it Luke?
It might have
Luke hates Gen Z.
Or Pete. Because Pete's in denial about the fact he was born after, during the Attitude Era, but started watching after. But he was
only born 10 or so years ago. He just aged really, really quickly. It's like Andy.
He gets really, really ill if he sees a chair shot because of that. Anyone not born in the Attitude Era throws up immediately when they see thumbtacks.
I mean, I'll be honest.
Oh no,
I agree. I'm a bit the same. Where if I see a chair shot that's to the head, I'm a bit like, was there a need for that?
Goddamn snowflakes. That's what they say. Right here, unprotected. That's what they need.
Then about unprotected, even the pizza cutter thing on Dynamite. I was a bit like, why have you done that? That's got to hurt.
I don't know.
It's you and Domino's.
It never works for me. The pizza cutter. I have to get a proper knife to cut my pizzas. So really? He just used a.
I did want to know where Nick H got it from. They're not effective at all. I've never had a pizza cutter that actually cuts through pizza.
So what you need, the plastic, the white plastic thing that no one knows what it's for on a pizza. When you get
the little table,
the little table.
Yeah. You know what that's for?
To stop the box coming in?
No. So you put that on a pizza slice next to the one you want to take off. So you put it on the pizza slice and then rip it off. So it's effectively, you're holding the pizza slice down without having to touch the pizza slice.
I'm just going to put my hand up for a question here, but Pizza Hut pizzas and that are already pre-cut. And
do I look like the sort of man that gets a Pizza Hut pizza?
You're the one defending them, Louis. You're the one to go like, "Oh, guys, you idiots! You know what it's for, though, don't you?"
Well, no.
This is actually a question. Like, I don't use them.
The pizza cutter works in unison with the little white table.
You don't need a pizza cutter for those. They're already pre-cut.
Wow. Oh, this has gone off the rails.
It really has. I was coming on to talk about Orange Cassidy.
Oh, do you want to talk some more about Orange Cassidy?
No, I'm fine. I haven't even watched Raw.
You love him
talk about that.
Oh, you haven't watched it?
Oh. No.
Hey, have you seen the wink?
I can't really wink, but
can you not wink? Surely that's Louis Dangoor's go-to date move.
No, I just get my verified sign on Twitter and just sort of flash that up.
Oh, sorry, I've left my phone
just a blue tick.
We're only joking because we're not verified. You're not verified.
I can't get verified. Have
you tried?
I actually tried. I can't do it. They won't verify me.
What's wrong?
So
why?
Well, I don't write for the website, so I can't get verified that way, and I can't get verified as an entertainer because I don't have enough followers. So those are the only two options I have, and I'm not entertaining, and no one knows who I am. Those are the only two avenues I have. So I don't qualify for either. So like Ollie and I won't be able to get verified, and actually Ollie's got more followers now, so he might be able to.
I tried, but it was very half-assed. I didn't read the guidelines, so I just clicked things until it stopped.
Oh, I took it more seriously than I've taken anything in my life. That application form, I think it very seriously, and it paid off. It is a good chick magnet sort of go to.
CM Louis, chick magnet Dangoor.
Yeah, I'm actually coming to AW, not CM Punk.
Oh, you sold out a whole arena in Chicago with your blue tick.
I'm just going to walk out, just hold my phone up to the camera, and then just
the crowd are going to go crazy.
Yeah, we saw the tick.
Can we see it now?
Let me get.
Can we see the tick?
I don't do this for everyone. I don't normally put out on the first day.
I'm going to steal this joke from someone here. Tick magnet.
Oh, look at it.
Look at it. Look at him verified.
Oh, wow.
My mum tells everyone. My mum tells He goes, it's the one the celebrities have. But it works. It works. I suggest it. If any of you two end up single, try and get a blue tick and works.
I'll be honest, if I end up single, getting a blue tick on Twitter is not going to be my number one priority. I think my number one, oh my God, what the hell happened?
Yes, but it does help. It does help with the pain. Getting a blue tick.
Well, thank you very much for joining us, Louis.
Thank you for having me on.
We will hopefully go for a drink IRL post SummerSlam week.
I know it feels like I've been gone for like 2 months now. Well, it nearly is 2 months.
Yeah.
But hopefully we will for sure. I know you guys are busy next. I'm looking forward to you guys getting back in the office.
Mm-hmm.
Same here.
I'm looking forward to seeing it. Should be a lot of fun. All right, I will leave you guys to it. Enjoy talking about Raw.
See you later, CM. CM Dangoor. Bye. Ah, that's nice. Well, yeah. So that of course was one of our Patreons, and you too can get a personalized video call with me and Luke if you sign up to Patreon at a certain tier. But also at the $25 a month or more amount, you get a wrestling nickname and a shout out on this very show. So thank you. Who wants to walk with Daniel Elias Chrysler?
Ari and Shifra, the booze awaits.
Halloween Havoc Central.
Send me to heaven, Evan Reich.
You'll never get this name right, Matthew Zimjewski.
This is some kind of Patreon shout out, Nate dropped surname.
They are Spartacus.
Duncan, just Duncan.
Andrew, the Last Airbender. Mercogliano.
WrestleTalk Extra Pole Master, Lendell Brenson.
How do you like them apples, Marcel Dura?
And lastly, for this Hall of Fame class on the 10th of August 2021, the stunning Wesley Potter.
Thank you to all our wonderful pledge hammers. We will have a WrestleTalk Extra review of SummerSlam 2002 for you next week, early next week.
Should be early next week. Yeah, have you watched the show now?
I just stopped it before HBK Triple H begins.
Oh, it's a good show though, isn't it? That opening, that Kurt Angle
decent.
Rey Mysterio match was a bit of a banger. I really enjoyed that. And
15 minutes of action in 10.
How can you not love the year 5 of the push of test? It will work at some point.
This one will stick.
this one will stick.
So it's literally a test. It's just the working title for his character.
Yeah.
His character for this big guy. Yes, and of course, it's also the new season of Wrestle League. So if you want to get involved in that from SummerSlam through to Survivor Series, you got to sign up on Patreon before SummerSlam begins for $5 a month or more. But for now, it's all your wonderful Ultrachats. Thanks for getting them in. James Hanley says, check Bulbapedia. Dewdrop is a fighting type, and Lily is a ghost type. Fighting is weak against Ghost, so really it's Eva's poor prep that failed. Ghost is weak to Dark Normal. Trainer Eva calls back Dewdrop. Trainer Eva, choose your next Pokey Wrestler. Do you like these references, Luke?
I didn't play Pokemon. I've told this story before, and I appreciate that this was a terrible stance for me to take, but it's the stance you take at the time. I was in year 8 when Pokemon came out, and it was the thing that year 7s were into. Therefore, you can't be into it because year 7s are lame.
And that is the root of Luke's hate of youth right here. All the way back to the 1980s, whenever that was.
But I've been reliably in the 1980s, you cheeky prick. I've been reliably informed though that Pokemon is okay.
Perseus M. If the winking was from a mechanical eye instead of CGI, I think that would have been awesome. And yes, I am a Bliss fan because we share the same town.
Famous things that are mechanical, buttons.
Yeah. It would have still been bad. Charles Berg. I noticed a few things. 1, Priest is now the smartest babyface in wrestling. He didn't get distracted by something and lose. 2, Shanky looks like Jeff Hardy. Really?
I'm not sure. I don't know which one Shanky is.
Eva Marie is a natural at never looking competent. That punch was a thing of beauty. Jam that. Did she mistime her slap as well? Like, as Bliss is walking towards her, and she put her hand up and sort of like moved it, and almost like as if she was like swatting her away. But it almost looked like she just mistimed when she was supposed to do the slap. It's for the heel heat. E-Shake. Priest and Morrison have been feuding for so long. Miz was able to recover from a knee injury. Kim Chi. I feel like RK Bro is treading Hangman Dark Order territory. Also, they just buried the RKO. It's supposed to be protected, and they are over there laughing and smiling about it. Hashtag Luke. This company. Who was smiling and laughing about it? Well, Riddle was visibly smiling after he was hit by the RKO. I don't think that devalues the RKO. I think it's kind of like he is knocked out unconscious happy. Oh, he touched me. Yeah, I'm still so happy. Wicked. Thank you to Magic Mac Music, who's also just become a member. 10 Ruzza. Luke, it looks like you might get Denise all to yourself after her going off at Sean on the post-Raw Fightful show. It was hilarious. Plus, the only good thing on Raw is RK Bro. Orton is so fun now. And as an Aussie, come on, Jonah Rock and Buddy Murphy. Sean and Denise is a friendship that cannot break. Even when this is all said and done, that friendship will not break. Ryan Stewart. I got a feeling Becky will return as a human version of Lily. Oh, that's a terrible idea. Black Adam. Man, I haven't watched Raw in about a month and a half and decided to give it another shot last night. As soon as the wink happened, I turned it off and popped in my favorite movie, The Happening. I can't do it anymore. Is he joking? That he'd rather watch The Happening rather than Raw?
Hey, so that terrible, is it? As a Mystery Science
I get a kick out of The Happening.
Exactly. As a Mystery Science Theater experience. Pretty fun, that.
I once took a girl to see The Happening at uni. So I was like 20. And I held her, like you do the handhold thing. It's just me and her. She agreed to come on the date. Held her hand. We held it for like 20 minutes. And then she just moved her hand away. And we didn't, and nothing came of it. That was the closest we got ever.
I took a girl to go see Resident Evil, the first one, which I'd already seen because I got a bootleg version of it. So I'd already seen it. But I took her to go and see it on a date, right? And she then, throughout the whole movie, was really scared. And she was like cowering away and this, that, and the other. And me, having already seen the movie, knowing where all the jump scares were coming, found that to be quite funny. So I'd look over and be like, it's fine. Oh, yeah, look, she's scared and this, and the other. I then got told by my friend afterwards, what she was looking for was you to go and try and hug. I put your arm around her and sort of like, oh no, you can come in and be sort of scared. And he's like, you completely missed that. And I was like, oh yeah, I just kind of wanted to watch the film. And
that you'd already seen.
That I'd already seen. We didn't have a second date.
WTVS. I think the Fiend started getting stale because they moved him to Raw where the commentators suck. You might not like Michael Cole much, but he's good at selling the match and he made the Fiend look serious and the Raw guys make everything look jokish. Shrug emoji.
I don't think that was the problem.
No. The Fiend, it's Hell in a Cell 2019. Stephen Guzman, this might be insane, but what with Elias's new gimmick leads him Elias's new gimmick leads to him teaming up with Riker. I know it sounds so stupid, but I can see WWE trying to make this new Elias team up with him and them being some violent, tough tag team. I can't stop thinking they'll do it. I can see it happening.
Yeah, I mean, you did say that, didn't you? Like, just put him into a tag team with Jackson Riker. And the more that I think about, maybe it is. Because, what else are you going to do with him?
One Anonymous 243. Hi guys, was surprised when Sean Ross Sapp said this didn't seem like the end of RK Bro because I really thought it was. Also, if you'd have told me even 4 months ago that Corbin would be the best thing on the show, I'd have called you crazy. But here we are. Hot tag to Luke.
Alpha Wolf says, afternoon, Ollie and Luke. SummerSlam, after multiple spears from both, Bobby will beat Goldberg with a jackhammer. While celebrating, Lesnar will return and stare down Lashley before hitting the F5. Fantasy booking, jam that jam. I love Goldberg, so it frustrates me when WWE keep putting him in title matches. It sets him up to fail and be booed. He should be used like he was against Dolph, but if you're going to give him a world title, at least give him 1 or 2 defenses.
Yeah,
it's hard to give him title defenses. He's only got 2 matches a year.
Yeah, and he's like that 2016, 2017 run. That's the last for Goldberg as a champion.
Aaron Kelvey says, hello guys, just want to thank you for everything you've done during lockdown. On a different note, all of these releases are seriously bumming me out. Kind of feel guilty watching WWE now. I don't want to support this company anymore. Aaron, you don't have to. Like if it bothers you, you don't have to support it. You don't have to watch the show. Gatecrasher Forever. I traveled from UK for 3 Manias. Loved WWE in the past and adore NXT currently. However, I've never been more disillusioned with this company than I am now. NXT is my favorite show after New Japan. If that goes, I can't see how I'll have any interest left in WWE. I am sad. SMB says, I cannot care about anything on this show. WWE have drilled it into me not to care. They're all literal losers, even the main champion. Again, they're serving us the same dog S word, and I don't have the courtesy to warm it up anymore. F WWE, F Vince McMahon. Nicholas Lama said, I don't actually watch Raw. Played Skyward Sword all night. I must say, it's a lovely feeling. I knew I could trust to learn all I need from you and Sean Ross Sapp's tweets. Cheers, gents. Jam that jam. I'll do the poll review at the end. Nate S said, hi guys, started my new job at a factory that makes rulers and meter sticks, but I'm really worried about job security. They told me they won't be making them any longer.
That's good. Oh, Nate, that's very good.
69 Intangibles, Sadie Deegan. Hello, Tuesday evening cool dudes. Didn't watch Raw last night. Why would I? It's pure S word. That's coming from someone who watches Love Island. It's like every night. Anywho, I love Ollie's puns. Highlight the stream. Good luck on Quizzlemania tomorrow, Luke. Thank you very much. If you haven't seen it, is me versus Honky the Murder Clown, Tempest, Wale, and Sam Roberts. It's gonna be a really fun lineup.
That's a huge A-list lineup.
Oh yeah,
Tempest is gonna be there.
I know. That is, every single person on that stream has got a blue tick apart from me.
You're never gonna get the women. Not like CM Dangoor does.
This Ahab, regarding the ongoing height debate, you both make height debate that should be. You both made valid points. Luke, height variation is a must. The Carly Ray stare down. Carly is like 7 foot tall and Ray is 5'2". That's a difference. However, Ollie is right as well. 6 foot and 6'4" are very different. Those two are very different arguments. The human
they're both right though.
As a 6'4" man, I never feel that much taller than anyone else until I see pictures of myself around my 6 foot tall friends and realize I'm a monster. Oh, this will be a fun one for you. Leechy says, I've been away from WWE for 18 months. Can you catch me up in 20 seconds? Also, I'm back watching WrestleTalk and watching wrestling content, AEW. Finally, Leechy has come back home. Love your channel. Started watching you guys at WrestleMania 33. Do you want to try and catch Leechy up?
Thank you. Oh my God. Oh, this is like a Quizzlemania round where you put on the spot. All I can think of is Miz won the championship.
That was this year.
The pandemic happened. Miz won the championship. The Hurt Business broke up. Roman Reigns turned heel and is the best thing in the company now. And he's a heel, and that's really good.
Also, the Hurt Business was part of that 18-month period that Leechy wasn't watching.
Yeah. Well, they were good too. That's interesting though. I'm hearing a lot of anecdotal evidence that people are coming back to watch wrestling.
Yeah, I mean,
and it's WWE as much as AEW.
Oh yeah, totally. Neon Palette said, I'm on the fence about whether they should drop the Alexa Bliss gimmick. On one hand, it feels different enough from The Fiend to be its own thing. On the other hand, it was birthed from The Fiend and will forever be associated with it. Yeah, it goes back to that reboot argument I was sort of making earlier. And lastly, Charles Berg has said, poor review number 12. Let me just get the dog. Hold on. Where is the dog?
Get that dog.
Phil is a miniature poodle schnauzer mix who used to be afraid of outside but now loves it. Walks with his big dog pals like Maui and Jaden. 11 out of 10. Nicknames Silly Philly, Mr. Cheesesteak. Hope you're well. The actual dog is here. There's the dog. There's the actual dog.
Oh, he's fluffy. That's cute. I watched, my lady partner watched all of the Cooking with Paris Hilton series on Netflix on Sunday.
I did not even know that was a thing.
Yeah.
What's it like?
She can't cook.
So it's a bit like John Favreau's show, Chef, like the chef show that he does.
But he has a genuine interest in it.
That's what I mean.
Can't
cook,
cook,
she can't cook, whereas John Favreau can, and he does really interesting food with like his celebrity friends and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not that. It's just people coming round her celebrity friends to watch her not cook something very well, and then the food's served to them, and it's miraculously edible because she's not doing the actual cooking, surely. But everything is cute. Oh my God, it's so cute. Cute. And sliving. Have you heard sliving?
No. When they the band that did click, click, boom and did like, saliva.
It's a mixture of slaying and living. So, if you do something very well in your life, like sliving.
I mean, what's slaying? Because as far as I know, that's what you do to vampires.
Slaying is like, you're particularly working that dress on RuPaul's Drag Race. Slay, you're slaying. Slay. I don't know, it's not really my slang ballpark.
Jonathan Edmund, we didn't miss your Ultra Chat. It was the one that was right at the start of the show.
Yeah. Well, anyway, thank you everybody ever so much. Continue to sliv your best slivs and jam that jam, I guess. Subscribe.
Oh,
all
yeah.
the usual stuff.
Yeah. I'm on the NXT podcast tomorrow with Honky the Murder Clown, so please tune in for that. Jam that jam,
And
everyone.
Quizzlemania. Yeah.
And Quizzlemania tomorrow night. Yeah. Fantasy booking. Ollie's
While Ollie's on it.
faced against Denise.
Yeah. Sliv it.
Sliv it. Sliving it hard.
Sliv it. Sliv that sliv.
Sliv that sliv. Do nothing but sliv.